distinguished guests, fellow officers, and cadets. Welcome to AAEP 2012 Information Seminar Operation Kingbird 2011 Closing Ceremony. I'm the Master of Ceremony of today. I'm Frank Lieutenant Winnie Ho. As one of the AAEP coordinators this year. This year, we have a breakthrough about our Advanced Aviation Education Program because we are very fortunate enough to invite the Community College of City University to be our first co-organizer. Another co-organizer we have long been collaborating with is the Cathay Pacific Airways. Today we also have a representative, one of the pilots from Cathay Pacific Airways. To move forward, let's first invite our Group Captain Lee Kwok-wing, our commanding officer of Hong Kong Air Cadet Corps, to deliver the opening speech. Group Captain Lee, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Ling, Dr. Chen, Dr. Martin. Thank you very much for coming here today, this morning. The weather is really good. It's a bit cool, but everybody feels really comfortable about this. Giving a speech right here to all the cadets, our officers, and all the professionals in the academic field, I really feel a bit honored. I feel I am that small, in front of all these academics, professors, and doctors. Right. Anyway, that's not my point of the speech this morning. This morning, as you say, the Advanced Aviation Education Program 2012. Now today we are coming into a new era. We have a new platform that we are cooperating with the City U, Communities College, all around doing the things. Now I'm really happy, just like we had a very a casual conversation with the two doctors about how we get onto this, come into a success in not a too long period of time. There is a common saying about when things get into common, and then we get into a coalition. And that's what we are talking about today. And I'm really happy that we can succeed in making two interested parties with a common goal and entering something so that for the benefit of the cadets and for the benefit of the general public and youth who has an interest in aviation. And I think this is the beginning of all this, and still we got quite a long way to go. Now that reminds me of one very famous saying in the early 60s, when the first man was on the moon. It was astronaut Armstrong. One step there in the moon is a really big step for all these on the Earth. And then the American president at the time, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, said something. We choose for the sky and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. So I'm telling you, cadets, officers, young men, are you ready for all this? Do you have the nerve and the will to be there to compete with other Asia Pacific competitors to reach for the sky? Thank you.
Thank you, Group Captain Lee. Now, can I also invite Dr. Chen, the acting head of Division of Applied Science and Technology of Community College of City University, to say a few words. Dr. Chen, please.
Thank you. I'm very happy to see all of you here because all the young generation here. We just look like deliver a lecture here because all our students come from the similar age here. So I'm very glad to be here because actually Hong Kong Air Cadet and CCU, Community College of City University, share the same mission, which is to serve the university and the community, and also to help the young generation to pursue their dream. Okay? So I'm happy here because I would like to announce a very important message to the participants to this new program, Advanced Aviation Education Program. Because for the students who have completed this program, actually can gain a credit exemption when they admit to our program, Airport Operation and Aviation Logistics. So this is a 2-year program tailor-made for the students that are really interested in work in the airport and aviation industry. So I would like to thank you very much for the Hong Kong Air Cadet to give us an opportunity for serve all the cadets here. And with the completion of the third runway in 2030, we believe that there's plenty of opportunity for the young generation. So let's work together and help the young generation to make their dream become true. Thank you very much.
Thank you, to mark the official beginning of our collaboration, we would like to invite our Group Captain Lee and Dr. Zia to sign an official agreement. Thank you, Group Captain Lee, and thank you, Dr. Zia. Please be seated. Now, we would like to invite our Special Squadron Leader, Marcus Chen, who is the commercial pilot, to introduce our Advanced Aviation Education Program 2012. Squadron Leader Chen, please.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Dr. Chen, thank you, Dr. Chen, for allowing us to use this place, the premises, to conduct our AAEP course lessons. Over the last years, we have been struggling with the premises, right place, and the right environment. Here we have 2 slides, which we don't have before. It's a very good, very nice environment. Thank you very much. And thank you, Group Captain. I also would like to thank you again for winning and all the officers involved in all this arrangement to allow us to conduct the AAEP again this year. 2012, very slightly different from previous year for myself, because in previous years, AAEPs, I was still with the government. Now I'm working with as a civilian pilot now. Now let me introduce. They put me in the specialist squadron leaders because my original slides didn't have it. Now, for me today, I wear civilian uniform. No, not uniform, civilian with tie on. Now, do not expect you all wear your uniform in the class. Now, let's have a relaxed environment and conduct our lessons in a very relaxed way so that you cannot always learn in an easy environment. Okay. Now, don't call me sir. Just call me Marcus. That will do. Now, my experience in the previous years, I've been in the aviation since I graduated in Hong Kong Polytechnic. I've been working in the HAECO 7 years as an engineer, licensed engineer to conduct maintenance work on those aircraft. And I was with after 7 years, and then I joined the government as a cadet pilot, a very junior pilot, a cadet pilot, and started flying there for 18 years. I was there. Firstly, as a pilot officer in the Royal Hong Kong Auxiliary Air Force, and then when the changeover in 1993, it's now called the Government Flying Service. Over the years, not just working as a pilot, but also those in other posting, like the quality and safety officers in the government. And now I'm working in the Dragon as first officers. My experience in maintenance, aircraft maintenance, not just maintenance, military flying, civilian flying, or you could call it GA in general in the government flying service. I was an instructor, not just a line flying instructor, but a basic instructor for PPL as well. I was in secondment to Malaysia to teach the student of Malaysian Airlines as well. I was a CAD authorized examiner before when I was in GFS, and I was a quality and safety managers in the government flying service as well. So this gives you a background that not just me, my colleagues who will be involved in this program as an instructor in the AAEP will have this sort of flying experience as well. Be there in government or be there in Cathay or Dragonet, or even still working in air traffic control as well. So, aircraft I flew, same-speed single engines, aircraft, Islander, light twin engines, and the larger medium turboprop engines, and now I'm flying in the Airbus 320 and 321. Now that's all for my basic background, and I'm sure behind all this you have a lot of questions to ask me to become a pilot. And over the year I expect anyone to come forward, and please come forward to ask me any questions in relation to civilian flying, about flying, any kind of question. Be it stupid questions or what, okay? Now to be a pilot, everyone needs a license. That's the rules and the regulations. And to be a professional pilot, you also need a commercial license or an air transport pilot license. If you want to fly as just for recreation, not for remuneration, not for cost sharing, okay, like CD, you can use a PPL. You can have a PPL, private pilot license. And for the aircraft, you need to fly, let's say, if you're flying in Hong Kong, you need a Hong Kong license. If you're flying an aircraft which is registered in Malaysia, you need a Malaysian license, so on. Now this put us how to get a license. You need experience. Experience in the flying, there are minimum hours specified by the authority. I used to fly in the UK 55 hours. I believe Hong Kong is 40 hours. And you need to fly, hours are break down into flying dual, that is flying with your instructor, or flying solo, as a pilot in command instructor. You need to know all your normal procedures and abnormal or emergency situations. Now these are the experience which is very general. In the requirements, Hong Kong, there's a book talking about how to get a license. And you can break down all the flying hours into different sort of requirements. It's all laid down in the book. It's called the CAD 54, which is the knowledge. So you need experience and you need knowledge. Knowledge-wise, there are various subjects and you need to go through one by one. And there will be 17 lessons which we are going to cover all the ground knowledge that you require to pass the exam or performance limitation is related to a specific type of aircraft and also its general topics, like the theory of flight, aircraft theory of flight aerodynamics, ADY, subject talking about engines, propellers, instruments in the topics called aircraft general knowledge. Aircraft covering the aircraft performance and the limitations. Example like you want to know how much runway you need to take off is in the performance subject. Of course, we need to fly in the air for the weather and meteorology is covered in the MBT subject. There will be 2 lessons covered. And for navigations, then there will be 3 lessons on navigations, which talk about basic visual navigations. If you want to ask radio navigations, that must cover these topics or in our AAEP class. And we go on to talk about radio, telephony. I do believe that we talk, I'm speaking in English, you will be required to be tested in English, not in Chinese or Putonghua. Okay. If you're solely flying in the mainland, perhaps you need to be tested on Chinese Putonghua as well. And there are different types of radio telephony you need to learn. And we talk about rules and regulations, there's the aviation law. Now this is a topic which is very boring, but very essential. Human performance and limitation is only over these 10 years as a requirements, additional requirements for the Hong Kong CAD. Okay, these are the subjects altogether, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 topics. And it's covered 17 lessons. In the past, we have 18 lessons. So we still want to try to make it more condensed for you. So you need to work more harder than before. Yeah. So the level of knowledge required is to understand the topic that was delivered to you and to apply the theories into flying. That's the difficult part in the applications, because in this part we only teach you the knowledge, but how to apply is how to, when you're going to fly the aircraft. I believe that we have here, which is advantage here, is set up in the flight simulator, which I haven't seen before. I believe it's on the Microsoft computer, which I do play as well. You can treat it as a game, but if you treat it seriously, it is just like flying in the air. So the AAEP 2012. The class is divided in 17 lessons, each with 2 hours from 7:30 to 9:30, Tuesday and Thursday. And this year, same as the logistic arrangement, we run it from April 12th until the end of June this year. And we will be starting here, this classroom, or maybe this lecture room, which accommodate 100 of us. Yes. Attendances that we need to check. And in the past, we have taken attendancy purely for the requirements that if you, I think it's 80% of the attendance, you will give them a certificate of attendance. Assessment, very important. You will be assessed on a form of multiple choices or short questions. Won't be very hard if you study for the lessons. There will be practical tests for flight simulator. This is the add-on. I believe Simon is not here, so I couldn't elaborate it more on this simulator session. And I believe you all will be very excited that you will hear about the flying scholarship. And this program is run on a course basis. And some of the courses covered by, let's say, Cathay Pacific. And thank you, Cathay, again for the ticket to Australia. Last year's. The scholarship, we're running on our own course. Some of it is a sponsorship from various personnel. And thank you for those who sponsor us in the past. So at this point, we are still finding out, trying to get more scholars. And of course, we hope everyone will get some hours of flying, real flying, whether be it in Hong Kong or whether be it in Australia. Instructor, I didn't receive any pay. I came in on my own course and on my own expenses. I brought my breakfast this morning. I came here this morning, I woke up 7, took horse riding, came here and to come down. So we all volunteers. There's my colleagues in the cafe or myself regular now. There's, I believe we have some from GFS as well, basically. All line pipe or people working in the aviation industry. Attainment. All we aim to attain is, although the exam you're taking is not really the authority examination for the granting of a license or for PDLS or private pilot license, but we aim, after you conduct the exam, you pass it, I'm sure 100% that you will pass any of the PDL exam in Hong Kong, whereas in the world, UK, Australia, or America. Okay, this is our aim, all right? This is the level you're going to attain, all right? Not higher, not for commercial, but for PDL. And that's all for my presentations.
Yeah, thank you, Specialist. Before we have the Q&A section, I would really want to invite one of my former classmates, Mr. Dave Chan, who is one of our former scholarship recipients. I just know a couple of days ago, he successfully landed the Jumbo 747. Perhaps I can invite Dave to share his experience with you.
Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning all the honorable guests. Nice to meet you all. My name is Dave Chen. I really have to say something first to start with, because back in 7 years' time from now, I was exactly like one of the students today, sitting in the middle of the hall, attending the AAEP 2005 opening ceremony. And it has been 7 years from now, so time passes really fast. It's quite impressive. First, I will introduce a little bit of myself. I have been working for Catholic Civic for slightly longer than 4 years. And I'm starting off as a second officer on 747. And right now, I'm a junior first officer on the 747 as well. And so it's really my greatest pleasure today to be here to share with you a little bit of my experience from the AAEP. So basically, what I want to share with you is very simple. What I got from AAEP. There is not a lot, but seriously, they mean a lot to me. First of all is the aviation knowledge. I still remember before I joined AAEP, I was reading about aeronautical knowledge. There's a session about Coffin Corner. I had no idea what is that about Coffin Corner. I read it again and again, and I was still very confused. I had no idea what is that about. And lucky enough, later on I found AAEP. That is exactly what I wanted, because there's a classroom atmosphere. You can ask questions, there are instructors for you to ask, and they have all the teaching materials, all the handouts for you. And it's exactly like in college, in high school, that you can learn and ask something. That's very nice, that's fantastic. And you have to know in Hong Kong it's not that easy to find something like this, unless you pay a lot of money. And most importantly, is that all the instructors that you have in the course. They are very knowledgeable, they have all experience flying all kinds of aircraft, and they are so patient to answer your questions. Sometimes they are students like me, we came up forward after class to stick with the instructors, to ask all sorts of questions, maybe totally unrelated to flying, but I'm glad that we have Marcus, we have Richard, all the instructors. They're very patient and knowledgeable to share with you their experience. Thanks for that. So I would say all the students, please use all the instructors. They are there to be used. I'm sorry to say that, but they are more than happy to show you all their experience. And the thing is, they spend their own time. Maybe after a long day of work, they still come in for 2 hours, 3 hours of lectures. So that is very precious, I would say. So that's the first thing about knowledge. The second thing I got from AAEP is the flying experience. It's real flying experience. Because of the scholarship, I was lucky enough to be one of the 6 guys among 80 students in the course to be awarded the AAEP flying scholarship. And I got a chance to fly down to Melbourne to earn my wings. So I received my initial flying training, and at the end, after staying there for 2 weeks, I flew the Cessna 172 for 14 hours, and I completed my first solo flight on the Cessna 172. To be honest with you, without the scholarship, I couldn't make it that smoothly and easily. I was just graduating from college, 20, 21 years old. I got no say. All the money I have to pay for my debts. So if I had to save my money for my flying to earn my wings, it took me at least another 5 or 7 years, I'm sure. So thank AAEP, and it provided me very invaluable experience. And I have to talk about the first solo that I did in Melbourne. And to be honest with you, that is the most unforgettable experience that I have ever had in my life. Not one of the most, it is the most. No matter what I did later on, I joined the cadet pilot program, I graduated from the program, I passed my check flight for Hong Kong, CBL, or even I flew on the 747. Nothing can beat my first solo flight in Melbourne. That was really impressive, because that's something I wanted for so long. And before that, I have heard about a lot from pilots. I have watched enough videos online, but I could never tell how is that like to fly a small aircraft until that moment. And for the first solo, I did my solo flight, take off, did a circuit, coming back, landing. Just 10 minutes, but that was a remarkable moment in my life, I would say. So once again, thank AAEP. The last thing I want to talk about is friendship. That's something I got from the program. There were 10 of us as a group, 19-ish, early 20s, teenagers. We went down to Melbourne. We had the same goal, same target, first solo. And we encountered the same difficulties. Some of us flared too early. Some of us didn't actually flare, slammed on the ground. Some of us like holding the control column too tight, sweating our hands. I'm one of those. So we support each other. We supported each other. We discussed it. We talked about it. So that is a good experience. It was not about the 10 minutes solo flight on a circuit. It was 2 weeks, 14 days. We spent our time together as a group, and finally we got through. All of us, 10 of us, we did our solo flight on the Cessna 172, and we had a great party afterwards to celebrate. That was a very good experience to work with each other, to learn from each other's experience. And honestly, right now, after 7 years, I'm still a very good friend of some of those. We still hang out occasionally. We have gatherings, and we talk about our memories, our experience, and we laugh, we smile, and yeah. So who knows? Maybe the one sitting next to you, maybe your good friend for the rest of your life. So from now on, don't think the one sitting next to you is your enemy. You're not fighting for the scholarship. Seriously. You're not competing with each other for the scholarship. You have to work with each other out, help other people, and to work through it. After all, that's all about. That's what flying is all about. Working with each other. So all in all, AAEP did open up the door for me for my future career as a commercial pilot. It's like a footstep for me. I don't mean AAEP can guarantee you to be a pilot in the future. It doesn't mean so. But at least it gives you the chance you can actually realize the dream to fly an aircraft. And that is something invaluable, especially in Hong Kong. And most importantly, after the first solo, I not only to prove to myself I could fly an aircraft, I really did enjoy it. The most important thing is I understood more about myself, what I am lacking of, what my deficiencies are, so I can better prepare myself to be a better pilot, to prepare myself for the interview later on, or prepare myself to be a professional pilot. So once again, thank AAEP. Last but not the least, I have some little comment for all the students for AAEP. Don't focus too much on the scholarship. After all, there are just 6 of the lucky guys, and I was lucky enough to be one of those. I could tell you, when I was having my training as a cadet in Adelaide, I met a lot of cadets which they have actually studied in AAEP, but they have never got a chance to win a scholarship. So it doesn't matter if you miss it, if you fail to get it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you cannot fly. It doesn't mean you cannot be a pilot. So if you miss the scholarship, if you fail to get it, I would say it is just one of the setbacks that you will have. You surely will have. And there will be many of them in your future career if you're really going to be a pilot. So just cope with it, learn from it, and better prepare yourself later on. I think that's pretty much what I want to share with you. I have prepared a video, just 5 minutes. And it's all about, like, the theme of the video is just, showing you how AAEP paved my road to my future career as a commercial pilot. It was like the beginning of everything. So enjoy the course, study hard, and have fun with your course mates. Enjoy the show. Thanks, everyone.
much for this excellent sharing, amazing experience of day. Now can I invite Marcus and Dave again to, we are going to have a question and answer section. So we welcome questions from the floor. If you have any questions you would like to raise about the AAEP program, about the scholarship, even though Dave asked us not to focus on the scholarship itself, if you would like to have a couple of questions about the venue, etc., you're most welcome to raise questions now. So please, Dave and Marcus, please come to the front. Are there any questions? Are there any questions you would like to raise? Our AEP program is now calling for applications, as you all know, and our application deadline will be next week, 31st of March. Okay. Of course, you're most welcome to sign the form now, fill in the form now. We have plenty of application forms ready now. Are there any questions from our cadets? I received lots of inquiries from emails, but Guy.
I have a question.
Good. Thank you. Oh, by the way, let me introduce Mr. Guy Horridge, the Executive Director of Cadet Vocational Qualification Organization, and Mr. Edward Lewis, the Chief Executive from CBQO. They are the speaker guests from above.
Thank you very much, and thank you for a very warm welcome. I should say, actually, that which will amuse you, I have taken off over 40 more times in an aeroplane than I've landed in it, courtesy of the RAF, because I'm a parachutist, so that means I never enjoyed the landings, you see, so I'm happy. My question is when you joined the cadets, did you dream of being a pilot at that stage, and was that your aim, or did that come as you started flying?
I joined the cadet thing after the AAEP course, because I joined AAEP 2005 and summer course, and then I got a chance to, because of the scholarship, I flew down to Melbourne for my first solo early 2006, and then coming back, then I prepared for the application for the cadet pilot program, and lucky enough, by the end of this year, that year, 2006, and then I successfully was admitted by the Cathay Pacific. So almost like 10 months later after my first solo, I got a chance to go down to Adelaide for training. So everything is pretty handy at that time. One comes along with each other one. So it's pretty good.
So anyone here who has an ambition to be a pilot with Cathay Pacific or another airline, it's a good way to start.
I would say so. Seriously, in Hong Kong, it's not that easy for entering into commercial airlines for pilots. Dragon Air, Cathay Pacific, maybe coming up a bit more later on for Hong Kong Airlines, Hong Kong Express, I don't know. But I would say the cadet pilot program is it's a good way to enter airlines. Because otherwise, maybe you have to spend all the money for PBL, CBL. I've seen friends of mine, they actually spend all the money down in Australia to get their license and then apply again as direct entry into Cathay Pacific. But that's talking about a lot of time, dedication. So I would say cadet pilot is a good way to start with.
Thank you very much, Guy and Dave. Are there any more questions? Actually, you're most welcome to raise your questions in Chinese because we have some interpreting students from the Zhuhai College of Higher Education here. So you're most welcome to raise your questions in Chinese and they can help you interpret into English if necessary. Okay, of course, I'm sure our cadets are brilliant enough.